Chennai Super Kings have done it again. It's a similar story. It's been told many times in IPL history, and we saw it play out once again at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. It needed Suresh Raina to lead that chase. A 58 not out. The Suresh Raina of old, alongside a quick cameo Ravindra Jadeja, 31 of 17, to ensure that Sunil Narayan's 2 for 19 was not enough to prevail for Kolkata Knight Riders. That after they looked good for a score more than 161 after Chris Lynn got going. It's a fourth consecutive win for CSK. They become the first team in IPL 2019 to stitch 4 wins on the trot, and they sit nice and pretty at the top of the IPL points table as the halfway stage almost comes to an end. This is ESPN Cricket for Match Day T20. We'll be looking back at that game and looking ahead to the one in Hyderabad between the Sunrisers and the Delhi Capitals in just a bit. Got Sean Tate and Murali Kartik with me. Teddy, very clinical, very expected from Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah, I think with that total, we all thought that the 150, 160, 165 total, it's their bread and butter. Yeah. You get 180, it changes things a little bit. So obviously Kolkata a little bit short there with their total. Thing is with Chennai, they don't have any guys trying to find their feet or learn their game. They all know their game.
Yeah, there's never a sense of panic. We've seen other teams that panic in these situations, even though it might be a below par chase. We've seen a number of teams, Delhi included, will play in a little while from now, Hyderabad. That you never get that with Chennai, do you?
No, because of the fact that they've got such a smooth environment. Yeah. I think that's why when you call a team a well-oiled machinery, it's for these reasons that you call them. Because when you win, they don't go over the top. When they lose, they don't go down on themselves. So when you have that kind of equanimity within a setup, not just within an individual, but within a setup, then you have situations like these. When you look at that, they have top order worries. It's not as if they have been having great starts. Shane Watson, who's their permanent player, is not been amongst runs. It's not as if everybody is... It's just one man putting his hand up and getting those runs. Yes, the bowling's been going fine, but it's one man or a couple of them coming at a handy time and putting together those partnerships. When you look at the other teams, they possibly have better players in terms of the fact that they are younger, they are fitter, but as Tatey rightly pointed out, you can't buy experience. When you have that kind of experience and that kind of atmosphere around the team, it just augurs well for a setup.
You need that one man, and today it was Suresh Raina. It's actually quite nice to see that it was Suresh Raina because it's been a while. He's got starts in this series, Kartik, but his highest score before today was 36 against the Royals. He comes and plays these little cameos. Yeah. It's nice to see Suresh Raina see the chase through.
Yeah, you want that, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, you look at all these top players in IPL cricket, and sometimes you have to say that his weight is worth in gold, in that gold which he wears, because of the number of runs he has got for Chennai Super Kings and the fact that he has been a steady influence. He's always been there. Yes, certain times there are certain shots which are played by him. Then you think, why is Raina doing that? But that's the way he plays. He gets away with it sometimes. There are times when he goes and wins games for you. And you want the Raina of old. Yes, he has put on a bit of weight which you didn't see. Yeah. And I still feel, and talking to the greatest of them all, John T. Rhodes says that he was the best fielder he thought among the Indian setup. So he's got so many attributes to him. So you want Suresh Raina to do well all the time.
What did Kolkata get wrong with their bowling plans? Yes, 160 is not easy. But with Harry Gurney, the way he bowled Raina, the new ball and the plans to Jadeja, the old, they missed a few tricks there. Could they have made this harder for Chennai, Teddy?
I just think that lack of penetration, if you know what I mean. That's probably one thing that they are missing, that quickie that, Dre Russ at the moment, sort of 135. Yeah. Harry's...
In fact, that was a pedestrian over from under Russell early on.
So you're missing, and I'm not saying that he should be doing it. There's obviously a reason why he's not, but they've got that, obviously, and Ferguson when he plays is fine, but they haven't got that really big strike bowler with the pace. Their spin's been going pretty good. And Gurney, I thought he had a plan at the death. Yeah. The only problem was it didn't really work. It just had bowling that full on that leg stump is a good plan, but maybe missing that guy back. All you have to do is get bat on it and it runs past. So I don't mind the fact that Gurney had a plan. He's got a good slow ball, but it was just easy with these experienced batsmen to get bat on ball at all times. They chance themselves as well. They just go for it. Sure. They go for it, and if it spills off on the offside, so be it. But they just know how to chase it.
Won't be too critical of the bowlers. 160 defending at Eden Gardens, not easy. So Kartik, that's 3 losses in a row for Kolkata now. Yep. Where is the bigger area of concern for you, the batting or the bowling?
I think combination of both. Yeah. You know that, see, the start which Chris Lynn gave, and again, you look at their batting lineup, lots of talent there.
Yes.
Gill, Rana, Dinesh Kartik himself, Robin Uthappa, and we just spoke about Robin Uthappa. That was not required as soon as he walked in. And he's an experienced campaigner.
Yep.
So it's a trade-off between trying to be ultra-aggressive and trying to read the situation. And that's where I feel if you're not going to give enough runs in a T20 game, you can have the best in the world on Indian tracks and other places, you're not going to defend them. So you need to have, when you look at a certain ground, you need a par score or a above par score for that kind of a ground to be able to defend. Because that's the way the batsmen go about it. In spite of putting them under pressure, they still were chased. So it's that kind of a thing. So it's a combination of both for them.
Yeah, this is not a team that necessarily has the greatest reserves. They rely on a strong 11. So they need to find the answers quickly to Kolkata Knight Riders. As far as Chennai Super Kings go, their title defence is going very strong. They sit pretty with 7 wins now at the top of the points table, and Kolkata continue to be dragged in that crowd of 8 points, where Sunrisers Hyderabad would be hoping they join too. So let's focus on that game. It's at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium where the toss has just been conducted, and the most important factor is that Kane Williamson's actually walked out to that toss, which confirms that he returns at the expense of Mohammad Nabi in what is one of 4 changes for Hyderabad. They've decided to bowl first, which is big, but just looking at that team, boys, you've got Bairstow and Williamson, so no Mohammad Nabi. Out goes Manish Pandey and in comes Ricky Bui. That's a big call. Out goes Yusuf Pathan and in comes Abhishek Sharma, another big one. And they've also got in Khalil Ahmed for Siddharth Kaul. So that's wholesale changes. Let's start with I think the most alarming one is the fact that they've left Manish Pandey out here.
Manish Pandey, and for me, more than Manish Pandey, Nabi.
Nabi, okay.
Nabi. And I've said this before, I said this even on commentary the other day. For me, if David Warner had been the captain, and he's been the most indispensable overseas player for them, I feel he's tactically superior to most people.
Yeah.
Yes, and if they had made him the captain, it was a massive tick for somebody who's coming back after serving whatever he did. It was not Sunrisers Hyderabad who had banned him. It was Cricket Australia who had banned him, and you're one under him. So if he had been, then things would have been different. Look at Nabi, what he has done for the side.
So you're saying he would still keep Kane Williamson out?
Yeah, exactly.
In spite of the season that Williamson had last year, that's
but the
tough
thing
luck.
is, tough luck, because Bairstow is doing it.
Okay.
Bairstow is doing it, and David Warner at the top and Johnny Bairstow have been doing it. And for me, if Nabi is doing, the teams think differently. Manish Pandey and Yusuf Pathan have had a very long rope.
Yeah. So this is a huge shake-up of not just the top order that Kartik points out, Teddy, but they've let go of Yusuf Pathan and Manish Pandey, and I guess that's what we can infer from this now.
Good calls. Those 2 good calls. With the Williamson one, it's a tough one. Nabi's been good with the ball as well. So
and he's got runs.
He's got runs. I like it.
There are a few left-handers in this Delhi side too.
Absolutely. The only thing I will say, and I could be wrong, if you're going to win a championship, I think Williamson needs to be in the team.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Just going towards the business end of the tournament, I think if you want to win it, I'm not sure, is Bairstow heading off?
Yeah, Bairstow will leave.
So
2030 goes.
At the end of this month,
I think you sort of want Williamson in now, so it's not when Bairstow comes out, he goes in, he's got to try and find his feet this year. I don't mind that in that sense, but yes, Nabi's pretty unlucky.
Okay, let's hold on to the Williamson one. Let's focus on the 3 Indian changes. You're saying a rope that was given to Yusuf Pathan, Manish Pandey was long enough, so you welcome these changes. What does Ricky Bui bring to this team? We saw a little bit of Abhishek Sharma last year.
Yeah, they've got talent. At the end of the day, I just hope that, again, they're like CSK, Sunrisers Hyderabad, thrive on the fact that they've got a setup which is quite calm and composed. For them to have taken this means that they've also reached that last straw sort of a thing where they feel, look, we have given them enough chances, they're not firing, so it's time for us to make a change and bring these guys, youngsters, aggressive youngsters. Abhishek Sharma, obviously a lot of oodles of talent, so is Ricky Bui. Again, he's tasted a little bit of IPL, but not on a consistent basis. And for guys who've been there for a long time and getting consistent chances, not performing, it was time for a change. Fair call to them.
So Abhishek Sharma makes his first IPL appearance against the team that actually let go of him last season, that's Delhi. As far as the other bowling change goes, Teddy, no sit call. In comes Khalil Ahmed, so a bit of left arm seam. You like that?
Left armour, I like that. I reckon he's a competitor. He's full of beans. Sometimes with him you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
But I think when he's on, he's proved that before, that he gets into the game, and I think there's just Call can do with a nice rest, if that makes sense. And I like that sprucing up the bowling attack. I think it's good timing. right now for them.
All right. What about the changes for Delhi Capitals? And there are two. Colin Ingram has gone back to South Africa for the birth of his child. So Colin Munro gets his first game. And Amit Mishra comes in for Rahul Tewatia. There's only been one other appearance for Amit Mishra this season. So just thoughts on that one, Kartik, the return of the specialist leg spinner in place of Tewatia.
Look, I've always been a big fan of Amit Mishra. And I think he's been one of the highest wicket takers in IPL cricket. For whatever reason, where he wasn't preferred or he just got that one game. These are things which only team managements can think of. With regards to Colin Munro, I was actually surprised that he was not getting a game because he's such an attacking player.
Sure.
And somebody like him at the top of the order would have done a great thing or would have been brilliant for. But again, what team thinks and what we think wearing jackets and ties is very different.
Yeah, it's a straight swap almost. Munro for Colin Ingram. They're stuck with Kimo Paul, Terry. They've resisted temptation of bringing Sandeep Lamichhane back.
Yeah, that's an interesting one as well. But I like the Mishra. If Mishra comes in, then you can sort of go, okay, that's okay, that's fair enough. That place is covered. But he probably needs to step up and have a good. Paul needs a good performance just to make sure it's like, okay, we can trust him now type thing. And the Munro Ingram, I quite like that as well. I mean, obviously force change. But
so if you're like Colin Munro, the immediate question is where does he bat now? Because Delhi are going to be batting first. They are considered to be one of the other teams that have a lot of guys that wouldn't mind batting up top. The Shikhar Dhawan, the Shreyas Iyer and Prithvi Shaw opens with Dhawan, of course. So where for you does Colin Munro best fit?
Look, he's actually the best fit as an opener. But the thing is, you've got Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw who are openers and who are doing well. So you have to knuckle down. And as we said, as a bowler, we don't get a chance as a batsman.
So they stick with Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw because that's been good for you? Or do you want to change that up, send someone else at 3?
I think Munro can bat 3.
Munro can bat 3. So Shreyas Iyer at 4, does that become an issue then?
Why not? Shreyas Iyer has been talked for as India's a number 4 for India World Cup without playing one-day cricket. So why not? Why not for his own team?
Very interesting. What about power play numbers? Maybe that will give us a better idea too. And we're looking at Delhi going at 7.8. Maybe Shikhar Dhawan's one of those reasons. Prithvi Shaw got runs in 1 or 2 games and then gets out early. What's the ideal balance, Kartik, for you? If you look at Shikhar Dhawan, he played a very different game in the chase last time at Kolkata. Went at a strike rate of 150 almost throughout. What would you like to see out of Shikhar Dhawan?
Look, I feel he should be his own master because he has been there for a very long time. He knows when to up the tempo. And at the end of the day, I feel the new Shikhar Dhawan, which you've seen, is quite sorted in his head. He doesn't get phased by the few odd lack of runs. Prithvi Shaw is the one which concerns me because he, again, can he have that consistency? You can't be a one-season wonder. People always try and figure you out in the second season, third season. So you want Prithvi Shaw for all the talent he has got, all the hitting ability he has to, that choice of shots of the very first ball against Ashwin, he played an expansive shot. The other day he played a swipe across the wicket. So things like that, I think that is more important for me. Shikhar Dhawan will sort himself.
Okay, Ricky Ponting said he wants Dhawan to go harder and faster, and we saw the effect of that in the last game. You go with him that Prithvi Shaw should have the license, but so too Shikhar Dhawan, because we know the kind of team Hyderabad can be with their muscle at the top of the order.
I certainly think Shikhar should have the license and go back to what he does best and just without thinking too much about the game and noodling him around, just get after it. He's got all the shots. He's done it before. Prithvi can just bat the way he normally. I think he's got enough shots. He's a good stroke player. He can just bat normally. He doesn't have to necessarily have a license. I think just he's the sort of opener that can bat through for a number of overs. I mean, and Shikhar, like I said, just stop thinking about the game too much and get after it.
All right, now we're quickly running out of time because the players are already making their way out. Just to have a quick word from Murali Kartik about Hyderabad. Like Kolkata, strong team, starting the season all right. Are they under a little bit of pressure now suddenly with a few losses, finding themselves below on that net run rate on the points table? Is this a big game for them?
Yeah, it's a time to consolidate for most teams who have started. They've got off to a good start. When you stutter, then you take stock of what's happened and what's not going right for you. Can you make wholesale changes? Can you make bold changes? And I think, they've rung in quite a few changes, which they generally don't. So, which tells you a mini story in itself.
Like a sense of panic?
Not a sense of panic, but it's just a sense of rejigging stuff. Sense of panic is when things start going on the opposite side. Thankfully for them, it's time to take stock of things. Which are the areas to be arrested? Yes, they made big calls because leaving out Nabi is not easy because he's done well with both bat and the ball. And Manish Pandey and Yusuf Pathan are proven performers, India level and everywhere. To leave them out for rookies is also a big call.
That's good
It's a big
coach.
one. Now, do they make either Kartik or Sean's Fab Fours? Let's have a quick look and we also run through the results of the last game between Chennai and Kolkata. So that's what we've got. Sunil Narayan has got Sean did a few points, but he's ended in double figures. So Teddy just goes from below average to
That is terrible, isn't it?
even more below than average. What's Murali Kartik like? He smashed it. Tahir with a century for him. Faf du Plessis with the neat 50. And between Andre Russell and Kuldeep Yadav, there's not much, but he didn't need much to beat Sean Tate. So 174 is where Kartik ends. Gentlemen, you all need to do this again. Teddy,
Right, let's go. Let's
I'm
see
going to
the
make
teams.
you pick first this time.
Show me the teams.
Show him the
Show
teams.
me the money.
Hyderabad and Delhi both. So which one do you want to see first?
I'll see Hyderabad.
All right, there you go. Let's see what you've got. There's Warner, there's Bairstow, there's Williamson, there's Rashid Khan.
Well, I'm gonna go David Warner,
Very well.
and I'm gonna go Khalil Ahmed.
Oh Lord. All right, Khalil Ahmed. What else have you got?
I can't take Rashid as well. And here, look, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Amit Mishra
Okay.
and Prithvi Shaw.
Brilliant.
Again, I know what you're thinking. I can tell.
No. I don't need to think anything
Tell in
actually.
your voice.
Yeah, my mind is thinking so loudly you can hear it. Kartik, yours.
Okay, so you didn't pick Rashid, did you?
No, he didn't. So
So
please
I'll
take
go
Rashid
Rashid.
Khan.
Believe
Yes.
it, believe
So
it.
Rashid Khan, you went, David Warner you went,
Yes.
isn't it? I'm going for Johnny Bairstow.
Very well. Rashid and
I'm also
Bairstow.
going Kane Williamson.
Very well. That's three.
And
someone from
then,
Delhi, I'm assuming.
and then Colin Munro.
Colin Munro. Brilliant. Thank you to Murali Kartik and Sean Tate. I know the thought that comes just after you've heard the other person's picks. His look better than mine.
What a flogging this is going to be.
Let's hope for a good game. We'll get 10 over updates from Kartik and Sean as well as halftime chat. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Big game in the IPL, the last one on this weekend. And let's see how Delhi started off. Hyderabad have won the toss. They've rung in the changes. We'll see how that goes. Do join us for a 10 over update as well as our halftime show on ESPN Cricket for Matchday T20.